Fantastic Four: First Steps is the latest entry into the MCU. It's about the Fantastic Four, Marvel's first family, and it takes place on Earth 828. Pedro Pascal as Reed Richards, aka Mr. Fantastic. Vanessa Kirby as Sue Storm, aka the Invisible Woman. Joseph Quinn as Johnny Storm, aka the Human Torch. Ebon Moss-Bachrach as Ben Grimm, aka the Thing. You also have Julie Gardner starring as Shala Ball, another version of the Silver Surfer from the comics. And Ralph Ineson is here to voice Galactus, the cosmic entity that is threatening everybody in this movie. So like I said, this movie takes place on Earth 828. It's in a retro-futuristic type of vibe. Fantastic Four are heroes in this world. They're already established. They are protectors, they're scientists. They're basically everything that the public needs them to be. But when Shala Ball's Silver Surfer comes down to basically tell them, hey, Galactus is coming and your entire planet is fucked, it's up to the Fantastic Four to pull together as a family and to figure the best way out of this situation, to find a way to protect their world from Galactus as he is coming to eat the planet, basically. This was one of my more anticipated movies of the year. I'm pretty sure it was on my most anticipated list. I love the Fantastic Four. I've been a big fan of their comics. I have watched the animated series. I was really excited for the other Fantastic Four movies. And those movies came out and I was a little bit less hopeful about the future of the Fantastic Four, especially after the last one. Then I saw the casting and I was kind of like, I don't know if this is gonna work. I am here to tell you that this casting is perfect. Like, even me having issues with some of the casting in this movie, these actors do such a good job that it feels like they took the characters from the comic books, ripped them out of those pages and put them on screen. More than any other Fantastic Four cast, these people truly embody the source material. Pedro Pascal, I was very worried about him going into the movie. I saw him as the casting for Reed Richards and I was just like,
if you don't get that bullshit out of my face, bitch.
Now that I've seen the movie, I feel like I need to apologize to Pedro, because Pedro fucking crushes it and kills it. All of the guilt, the anxiety, the genius, the nerdiness, the awkwardness that Reed Richards is supposed to have. Likewise, I wasn't that convinced about Joseph Quinn as the Human Torch, but he was amazing. He was unbelievable as well. Johnny in this movie is a bit of a flirt. He's a bit of a knucklehead, fiercely loyal to his family and will do anything and everything for them. He has the air of a guy trying to prove himself, but also a guy that is a lot smarter than everybody thinks, and I like that they captured that in this movie. Ebon Moss-Bachrach did such a great job as Ben Grimm. I wasn't sure if I was going to like the fact that it's just his regular voice, and his voice hasn't been altered or anything like it has for other versions. He's kind of the big emotional support uncle for the rest of the other characters. That's his function. He helps people out when they need help. I like that in this movie. I think that was very well done. Vanessa Kirby as Sue Storm, bruh. Holy shit.
Yes, mother. Yes, mother!
Sue Storm has always been a pretty underrated character, in my opinion, in the comics. Anybody that knows Sue Storm knows what a badass character she is. Vanessa Kirby embodies Sue Storm in a way that I don't think we've ever seen on screen. This is one of the greatest adaptations of Sue Storm. She's the emotional heartbeat of the entire movie. She's damn near the MVP. She crushes it, she kills it, she slays it, she eats it, she chews it. She chews it and spits it back out, and then she puts it in the garbage can, and then she kicks the fucking garbage can over. Granted, I think her Sue Storm is a little bit more environmentally conscious than that, but you guys get the gist of what I'm saying. Also, shout out to the visuals for this movie. This is one of the more visually stunning and distinct looking MCU movies that I've seen in a long while. There's something very stylistic and beautiful about the way they've decided to shoot this film. I haven't used this in a long time, but it is eggs on a tit in terms of the cinematography. The cinematography here is very distinct and bright and vibrant, but then there are some parts of this movie that lean more into the sci-fi element of the Fantastic Four, and the cinematography can get dark and eerie and ethereal and otherworldly. The visual effects are on point. The CGI is mostly on point outside of a few shots of a baby that we don't need to get into. Also, shout out to the music for this movie. The music is incredible too. This might be one of Michael Giacchino's best musical scores that he's ever composed. This score, it sits in your bones, it rests in your soul. It's gonna have you humming it in your dreams when you go home. It's euphoric, it's triumphant, it's bombastic. It perfectly captures what the Fantastic Four would be if they existed in some retro futuristic version of the 60s. I thought Julie Gardner did a really good job with Shala Ball. We'll start with her. There's enough complexity to her character that kind of makes you invested. Granted, she probably needed a little bit more time. We'll get into that later. But I thought she was great, and I thought there was a very good tragedy that was weighing on her shoulders throughout the movie that you can kind of see. Ralph Ineson as Galactus, Again, holy shit. His mannerisms, his voice, the way that he moves, how big and powerful he feels. Galactus was intimidating and very menacing at times in this movie. I love the art design for this movie. I love the way the buildings, the streets, the technology, I love the way all of it looks and feels. This feels like comic book Jetsons. Maybe I'm getting old. I don't know if anybody remembers the Jetsons. I do. If you're a Hasbro kid from the 90s, the Jetsons. If you watch the movie, you'll pick up on that vibe. I also like a small thing in this movie where like the Fantastic Four have to wear a lot of different hats. They're not just superheroes. Like they are superheroes, but they don't just try to overwhelm every problem that pops up with their powers. They're accountable to the public, and I think that's awesome. I think that's amazing. It's kind of like an athlete, like when they screw up in a game and then they have to go to the press conference. And the reporters just have microphones in their face and they're like, hey, why did you fuck up? This movie does embody a lot of themes of not just family, obviously Vin Diesel style, but it embodies themes about empathy and about hope and about community in a way that I haven't seen in a Marvel movie in a really long time. This movie feels like a love letter to Jack Kirby, the co-creator of the Fantastic Four, and I think that he would be very, 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 very happy and proud to see what they've done in this movie. Now, of course, there are problems, there are issues with this movie. The first 45 minutes, I think, is literal comic book movie perfection. And then the rest of the movie happens, and that, as it turns out, is not necessarily always a good thing. I think an issue with this movie is that it kind of peaks a little bit too early. Then after the second act, the movie kind of never finds its momentum again, if that makes sense. It never reaches that level ever again in the movie. That's not to say the rest of the movie is bad. It's just clear that it does not feel like it flows or like it's as high quality as the first half of the movie. You can feel a lot of stalled momentum. You can also feel that there's probably about 15 to 20 minutes of this movie that's missing. This movie clocks in at under 2 hours, and while it does feel like things flow pretty good at times, it also feels like the film needed more time. It needed more time to flesh some things out, namely some of the characters that feel sidelined here. Ben Grimm as the Thing, we all love the Thing. I feel like he is given the least amount to do among the other members of the Four. He feels like a character that's kind of sidelined by the narrative at times. All of the other members get a lot more to do, and that was kind of disappointing. Likewise, I feel like we needed more time for Galactus. We needed more time for Silver Surfer. Like, we get enough for it to have an impact, but it kind of feels like I'm repeating the same issues of Superman, or sometimes you need a little bit more time, you need more moments, you need more stuff to really flesh out these characters to really make it a home run, and instead, it's kind of like they get on base, and that's pretty much it. There's also a mid-credit scene here that I'm sure is gonna get a lot of people excited about the future. For me, I have mixed feelings about it that I can't talk about here because it's a spoiler. I think if you're a fan and you're going into this and you're thinking, okay, it's gonna be a big, huge comic book action spectacle, I feel like you're gonna walk away a little bit disappointed. There are some great action scenes in the movie. There is one sequence in space that will make you feel like you were just touched by the hand of God. But in regards to big blockbuster action spectacle, the movie is definitely lacking in that area. The pacing is very deliberate, sometimes a little bit too deliberate, and the story itself is very straightforward. It's very simple. There's not a lot of twists or surprises here that are gonna catch you off guard. Guys, in the end, I really dug Fantastic Four First Steps. I think it's really good. It's weird that I think this might be my favorite comic book movie of the year so far, but I'm gonna give it like the same rating that I've given like the last two. Fantastic Four First Steps was incredible, and I am going to leave this one in the Silver Age for Man of Steel. Did you see it? What did you think about it? Give me your thoughts on the film in the comment section below. Please like and subscribe to the Superfan Show, and if you like what you see, tell me how you feel, and stay tuned to hear more from the Man of Steel. Peace.